to a Chandler's channel. I'm Tracy with your intuitive weekly reading for November 17th through 23rd, 2014. So how have you been, guys? How was your week last week? We always touch back on last week before we head into the new week with Whitehawk, whom I consciously channel. Because last week was an amazing week, right? Whitehawk had spoke of making new connections, opening our mind, connecting, making new friends, and there would be love. And so I hope for you that came through, and I hope you were aware how it came through, because it can come through in many, many ways. One instance I can think of here in the nation's capital in Canada, called Ottawa, is the Remembrance Day assembly that occurred. There are 50,000 people that showed up, which is unusual and second to none, I guess. I think there was only one other time, actually, when the War Memorial was unveiled, that we had quite such a crowd down there. That's what I read in the Ottawa Citizen. So that people came out in full force to show their love for the veterans who fought for us, and also the tragedy with Corporal Nathan Cirillo. And so we as Canadians came out to show our love, to show our respect, and that was one way it came through this past week about love. But also I say that a lot of people down there made new connections, new friends. So that's one way I can think of it, that I seen it just in the news itself. Maybe you can look around and see what you can see. And of course, for me, as doing this reading, the week isn't over yet. It's only Thursday before we head into the next week. But I hope you did have a week full of love and l'amour and connections and opening your mind. Opening your mind is so, so important. It'll take you down new paths you've never been before, bringing in fresh energy, fresh people, fresh love. Okay, so let's go get Whitehawk and see what he has to say for this upcoming week of November. Hello, little ones, he says. I see you. I see each and every one of you, children. I see when you come and listen. I see when you sit and you play. I see when you say, hey, that was a good day, done my way. And I see when you are in dismay, children. Not only do I see when you're in dismay, I see when things are not going your way. But that is okay, children, for although they are not going your way, just make sure you play in a way every day that is your way, is in a sense of who you are, not in a sense of fitting in and being who everyone else wants you to be, or what society is dictating at this point in time, he says. I simply want you to play in a way that only you and I understand, in a way that will pay for you someday during your walk here on earth. So pay attention, he says, as you're walking through this week. Pay attention to how it tastes, how it feels, how it smells, in a way that only you would understand. For to say it to somebody else would simply come across as loopy, as crazy, as ludicrous. But it is a way that your intuition comes through to you, children, only a way that you will understand. And that is how you play, and how your play will pay. Pay attention, children, for those inklings, those tips, those ahas, those, well, that was weird, those anything intuitively are yours and yours alone. Not everyone else's. And you need not have everyone accept that indeed is the way the message comes through. for it may not come through that way for them, children. So you need to trust, to feel, to trust, to just know that it is a message for you, and it is in your intuition speaking to you, and it is your way, children. God bless as you play in a way this week that only you and I can understand. God bless, children. God bless. Thank you, Whitehawk. Oh, well, that was kind of seeming to be the tone of all last week's too, Whitehawk's Daily Wisdom. When he gets me going in that, in a way, in a play, in a day, in a stay. I mean, I just wonder how much more we can get in there with those riddles. What else rhymes with that, right? And I have to follow him. But it is his way. It is his way of conveying to you guys the message. And sometimes I think I'm doing it and I go, you know, there's no way this is going to make sense. And then when I listen to it back, I go, oh my God, it makes complete sense. And that is how, you know, again, the magic in the message works. So I guess he's really getting in on us and telling us, you know, just listen to your intuition your way, because the way it comes through to you is not the way it comes through to everybody else. This past week on Facebook and Twitter, I shared some what I call energy tips and the way that intuition comes through to me. And so it can happen two ways. So I have said to you, this is the way this comes through to me. When I'm burnt out, there will be a light bulb that goes out in the house, which can also mean that your light is out or is diminishing. It also came through in the song about Marilyn Monroe there, your candle burned out long before the legend ever did. But there's another part of that song about burning the candle at both ends. Anyways, that lyric usually comes through to me and I know I'm about to burn out. So that's how it comes to me. So you may use that as a way, and the energy in your home and around you will work with that. It'll say, okay, the light bulb's going to burn out when you're burning out, and it happens. Or it could come a totally different way. You could get burnt toast. Everything in you cook, say, recently burns, all this burning. Sorry about that, guys. My video went out because I have to delete some videos and stuff in my storage. Edit, guys. Purge. Even I have to do it. So I was saying that, you know, your intuition will come through to you in energy in the world. And so one example I was giving was about the burnt out light for being burnt out. That means to me that I'm being burnt out, or perhaps the light is gone in my life and I need to, you know, turn my face back to the light or bring some more light into my life. Or maybe it's that I need to rest because I am burning out. So I encourage you to pay attention to your surroundings, and when things happen like, you know, fridges breaking down and washing machines breaking down and coffee pots breaking down all at the same time. We say it's Murphy's Law, but there's a bigger meaning to it, guys. It could mean that it's a breakdown coming in you or in your family or something. There's always something that I find that happens in your world around you that sort of is a precursor before the actual event occurs. Or in the case of burning out, it's letting me know you're burning out. Best to rest now before I hit you in the head with that brick and give you an injury or an illness, so that you will stop and listen. It's pretty well what it's doing. Okay, thanks for listening to me here today. On Monday, join us for our last intuitive monthly reading for this year, 2014, as we move into 2015. In fact, have a listen to the 2014 New Year's forecast and see if there are any parallels that came in your life with what Whitehawk said would happen in the year 2014, because we will be making a new one for the year 2015. Actually, I can't wait to go back and listen to that and see what parallels have happened in my life. That's kind of fun, and that's important if you're learning to do tarot cards or angel cards in your own life, or channeling or talking with spirit, to look back in your journals and your recordings and your videos to say, hey, you know what? Yes, that did happen. Wow, that's what that meant. And then that makes you more aware in your life, and you start to watch for those things to happen in your life. And it's a signal, you know, that something's coming, or like I said, you're burning out or something, or going to have a breakdown or something like that. Pay attention. Very important. All right, guys, get your questions in for Ask Tracy, too. That's coming up in the next week. But here we have the Thursday, which is this intuitive reading. Then we have the Monday, which is the monthly reading. And then we go back to the intuitive reading. And then that following Monday is the Ask Tracy. Be there or be square. God bless. I'm Tracy for Challenge Channel.